Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing the power creep that MTX has been having on RuneScape 3. And although it hasn't been talked about much lately, there has been some power creep, and I have been noticing this within the past few weeks and the past month, especially with the loot duels promotion returning. We've gotten a ton of free treasure hunter keys and just the overwhelming amount of bonus XP that me personally I've gotten on my account is a bit incredible. So I do want to talk about this and just talk about MTX in general and the state that it currently is at in RuneScape 3. So recently Jagex did make a bit of a screw up. They took away the rare item tokens, and this happened in January. Now, they did correct this, and although yes, it was a really bad idea to take away the rare item tokens, at least without telling players beforehand, they did correct this and give 15,000 oddments and 15 treasure hunter keys to all players, everyone who has had an account before January 26th. And this will be available for players for 3 whole months. Now, although this was a pretty big screw up by Jagex, this is a lot of treasure hunter tokens that they are releasing into the game. Not only the 15 free treasure hunter tokens, but also the 15,000 oddments. This can equate to 60 treasure hunter keys. So essentially they're giving every player 75 treasure hunter keys. And then again, as I mentioned, the loot duel promo, which is the most overpowered treasure hunter promo in the game, is now available for 2 weeks. So just the fact that both of these two things have happened at the same time, I think has released some MTX power creep into the game and just a little bit too much bonus XP into the game for my liking. Now, not only this, you do get a ton of treasure hunter keys from the Twitch Prime benefits as well. So if you do have that, again, I logged in and had 38 treasure hunter keys with this promo on and just got a ton of bonus XP. And it really does devalue some skills in RuneScape 3. Personally, me alone, I don't buy keys, I just take my free keys and use them. But just on archaeology alone, which is what I put all of my bonus XP on, for the most part, I have about 10 million bonus XP on that skill. And it does sort of take away from the value of the game, and you're sort of just bombarded with it. Like, as I said, I'm not buying keys, it's sort of just coming into the game naturally, and I don't really like that. I mean, 10 million XP is a bit much, and with promotions like this where you get to choose your reward, not only the chest, which one you're picking, but also a selection of 3, it really does allow players to get a little bit too much bonus XP in my mind. Now, this being said, it is a good idea to have the selection. Again, it does take away from that gambling aspect of Treasure Hunter, and I have talked about that in previous videos. You definitely don't want Treasure Hunter to be sort of a gambling addiction and have it so you have a chance at getting rare items, because that way it will feed into that gambling addiction and make people spend money on it, excessive amounts of money on it. Now, there are some main impacts that Treasure Hunter does have on the game, and one of the biggest impacts that it does have is the impact on the competitive nature of the game. So it does make sort of the high scores and just achievements, 99s, accomplishments like that, it makes them somewhat meaningless. It's just because everyone has them, and a lot of this comes off of Treasure Hunter. Treasure Hunter helps players a ton, well, just by getting free XP from it. Now, one argument that some players may have is just avoid MTX. And the thing is, you can't really avoid it at all. You're bombarded by MTX every time you log in. You have the Treasure Hunter icon in the top left corner asking you to spin and try and use your free keys and try and get some free XP. So it would be nice if they did offer an option just to turn it off. Now, of course, there is Iron Man mode. That is a whole separate mode. And that is a pretty good solution to MTX. If you're not looking to participate in it, Iron Man is a really great mode for it. Recently, there has been a bit of controversy with Iron Man mode, where it is able to take part in some events where XP is boosted, such as the celebration of Combat Week for the 20th anniversary of RuneScape. That was just a bit of controversy, not really related to MTX, but that being said, Iron Man mode is a pretty good way of just getting away from MTX and sort of playing the game your own way without microtransactions and free XP. Now, as for the power creep of MTX, it has been okay recently. I mean, we haven't got any new overpower gear added to Treasure Hunter, like the tier 80 equipment that was added about a year ago. However, we did get a lot more keys and a lot more ornaments as well. And this is definitely resulting in a lot more XP being awarded from Treasure Hunter. So I would say the power creep from Treasure Hunter definitely has came in terms of more bonus XP and just more XP being put into the game that way. Now, XP isn't the only thing coming into the game from all of these Treasure Hunter keys. There is also a ton of money being put into the game as well, just from these rare rewards off of Treasure Hunter. And with loot duels, it does make it a lot easier to get these rare rewards. So we are seeing a lot of coin drops, I mean, at least more than normal, being put into the game, which might have a little bit to do with the overwhelming inflation in the economy of RuneScape right now. I'm sure there are a lot other probably more major factors, but this might be a slight factor that adds to that inflation. Now, all in all, I know that RuneScape 3 needs microtransactions in the game to survive. Just that's the way the business model works. That's how Jagex makes most of their money, is from microtransactions. So I know that is something that isn't going to go away in the game. But there are a few solutions that might be feasible with RuneScape in terms of microtransactions. So personally, I think they need to lower the value that they do give out of Treasure Hunter. I think they're awarding way too much XP from Treasure Hunter. I do like the promotions where you're able to choose your reward. However, I just find that you're getting way too much XP from the prismatic stars. It's something that might be pretty difficult to change now, since they have had prismatic stars and just all the bonus XP put into the game for so long, and they've been able to award a certain amount of XP. However, with these promotions, you're getting up to 8 times the rewards. So I think it is just a little bit too much XP being put into the game, and it really does make it so the achievements in the game are devalued. Another sort of idea that I think would really help the game, and I really do like this idea, is add a separate game mode where you start a fresh account. And this could be something like a seasonal game mode, a challenge game mode, a lot like old school RuneScape's Trailblazer Leagues. I think that was a ton of fun. I tried it out a little bit, and I think that would really help RuneScape 3 and the microtransaction problem, is just have a separate game mode where there isn't any microtransactions. I think that would be really nice and really refreshing to play as a RuneScape 3 player. So I think that would be really nice to see. Another thing is just make sure, I really hope Jagex doesn't implement any more power creep in terms of gear into Treasure Hunter. I think Treasure Hunter should have been limited to cosmetics only, and maybe some XP. I do think it is just way too much, but just make sure there isn't any tier 85 or even tier 90 gear added to Treasure Hunter. Right now, tier 80 is the highest, and even that is a bit high. But it would be really nice to see if it doesn't go any higher, especially when new tiers of gear is released into the game. Anyway, guys, those are all of my thoughts on MTX right now and the current state that it is in. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of microtransactions in RuneScape 3 and how you guys have been finding it, especially with all of the Treasure Hunter keys you've been able to get for free recently. Just let me know what your thoughts are on this topic. Anyway, guys, I really hope you did enjoy the video and found it informative and entertaining. I thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Peace.